Hey everybody, it's WB. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally made the time to get to the range today, and I wanted to show you what I'll be taking with me and give you a feel for what we're doing here. So all three of these guns have not been fired yet, but what we've got today, on top we see the Zastava M90 NP. This is the 223 Zastava. Zoom in here, we got the reinforced receiver. On the M90 we've got the magazine well that is installed by Zastava that allows it to run standard AR-15 magazines. Again, this is 223. Immediately below that we've got the Arsenal SLR 104 FR, so full length barrel. This one's got the triangle folding stock, and I slapped some wood handguards on there. Came with the black poly handguards, and down below that we have the DDI AK-74, again by DDI, made with Bulgarian parts. Now this is manufactured by DDI. This is not one of the old Waffenwerks that was left over and warranted by DDI when DDI bought them out. This is, my understanding, newly constructed by DDI from Bulgarian parts kits. It's got a DDI receiver, and that's what we're looking at there. Really sharp looking rifle. I did put the wire folding buttstock on there. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera here, but that's what we've got today. Again, none of these have been fired. I'm kind of expecting similar performance out of all these guns. The top gun here, the Zastava M90, has an actual 18-inch barrel as opposed to the other ones that are just over 16 inches. So we'll see if that has any kind of a difference whatsoever. Slightly longer distance between the front and rear sight on the Zastava as well. The top one is a 223 as opposed to the bottom two, which are 5.45 caliber, but similar ballistically. And I'm trying to figure out a good way a simple way that I can test these out and just give some comparison as to how they perform out of the box. So as a means of comparison, I decided to set up a 100-yard silhouette type target and just get a feel for where the rounds were coming in on each one. And up first we have the Zastava M90. Right off the bat I had some issues with it. I looked at I did a previous unboxing video on this one, and one of the unique features I mentioned about this gun was the adjustable gas system. I took a quick look at that, and I noticed that it was on the number 2 setting, which is the middle setting. As soon as I adjusted it to the number 3 position, I had no more issues with it whatsoever. It fed every round. Most of the rounds were fired from a standing position. However, with the first 10 shots from each one, I did aim with the intention of trying to hit it in the head area. And with my eyes at that distance, the front sight post is really as wide as the target itself, so it's really just more of a matter of just aiming for the top of the target as opposed to the bottom. So as far as ability to hit the target out of the box with the Zastava, probably received the lowest marks of the bunch. Got very few rounds even on the paper. It looks like, from what I can tell, the rounds that did hit were the ones that I was intending for the head, with all the rest of them going below the actual target itself. I'm assuming that that's going to need to be adjusted to basically bring the sight picture up a little bit, and hopefully we'll get that sorted out. So next up we took out the DDI AK-74 and put some rounds through it. Pleasure to shoot this gun. One noticeable difference though that I have to point out between this the Zastava and the Arsenal is the trigger. This one has very little take up on it. I almost call it a hair trigger. If I wanted to string together some quick shots in rapid succession, this would definitely be the one that I would want to use for that. The Arsenal does have a two-stage trigger. The Zastava has a Tapco G2 trigger, but again, both of them are significantly different than the DDI. The DDI, very little trigger pull, very little take up whatsoever, and almost a hair trigger on this thing. As far as accuracy out of the box, it looks like the DDI is going to have a slight advantage over the Arsenal with 32 total hits on the target. Actually had 4 convincing headshots with 2 others that looked like it would have been problematic to be on the receiving end of. And in general, the rounds on target just appeared to be more centered with the DDI, with the Arsenal coming in a close second. So last but not least, we have the Arsenal SLR 104. And as far as performance out of the box, it comes in just behind the DDI with 31 rounds on target and 2 clear headshots on this. Now it does seem like this one has a tendency to shoot high and to the left, with most all of the rounds hitting the target or missing the target, being off to the left of center.